And now in 1984, he gave me a blessing. People like me who feel that they are not able to finish his literature. He said, I am giving you 20 pamphlets. He says 20 books, but they are so small size books, I would try to say it a pamphlet. As the simple, we read English novels of this size. And together this size, the 20 books will come only to this size. So this is what he writes as the science of revolution, the science of changing yourself, SCIENC, the technology of saying, changing yourself. In these 20 books, he writes that these 20 books on one side, and whatever I have written on the other side, these 20 books will weigh more. That is a blessing. I need not read all those books. If I read these 20 books, and he is the authority who says that if you read these 20 books, this is heavier than what I have read. Do you mean the formula is always heavier than the textbook, is it not? Mass energy equivalence, if they write a book, it needs at least 300 to 400 people to convey. But if you say is equal to mc squared, 3 words are enough. So similarly, these 20 books are the entire basis of these 3 types of changes in consciousness: the physical, the emotional, the dream state, and the thought process. These are some English versions are now coming. The Hindi versions are 20. The Telugu versions are also 20. The Kannada and Tamil are also coming in 20. So I advise you go through this. If you want whatever I wanted to tell, this is the Telugu set, 20 books. And English very soon you are going to get. Very soon means 2 months or less than 60 days. Okay? And some of them are already there. Okay, Datta? Okay, I have conveyed it? Okay. No, sometimes I miss, because I was more concentrating on the awakening, inner awakening, I forgot this point, and I am happy she told, because such a great man in his various aspects, it is very difficult to convey in one lecture. But if I can convey to create an interest in you, if I could, I will be happy to know about it. Okay? My experience.
Yeah, at least one. You have a lot.
Yeah, I have a lot, because I was a science student, and in the 18th year and 19th year, the science students are always revolted. They don't believe in spiritualism and this and that. And all these 39 gurus, I was a headache to them. I asked this and that, and he became a headache to me. Now I have to read and read and read, and I think no time to question. So that is one experience. But the most important experience what I have with him is a guarantee he gave that whenever you need me, I am always with you. Always. And that is applicable to you also, to all the humanity. Thousands and thousands of experiences about financial problems, about life problems, life and death problems, and intellectual problems where they are not able to. For example, I don't give you the name because I don't think that scientists will like it to be known. In Benares in the university, while I was doing research, one scientist there in the university professors has a problem about the scientific problem. It is about the statistical aspects. How statistics is to guide people, that is his problem. I don't know exactly what the problem is. But because I was a research scholar and he is a professor, we used to have some interaction like this in some meetings. And I was sitting beside him, and someone from Delhi was giving his lecture. The problem came about his problem. I said, my Guruji always used to say that I am there to help anybody in any field. And so I told, my Guruji is like that. He said, are you sure? No, I am not sure, I am certain. Do you believe it? No, I don't believe it. I accept it and I know it that it is truth. It is not a belief. I have seen so many incidences that I know it will happen. So he said, then I am giving you an impossible target to your Guru. Tomorrow morning when I come to the college, the solution must be on my table. He has to solve it and he is not going there. And he says, okay, you are saying like that. Next day, a professor running to a research scholar in another department, gasping and with tears in his eyes. He said, yes, it is there on my table. It was there. So this type of experiences, all of you can get it. The only thing is, be sincere. I am not saying you accept it. Don't say, but be aware that if that happens, you will not miss. Because when you don't believe, you will not be aware. So I am only talking about being aware. You will see, oh, the miracles, there are so many in my life. If I want to narrate it, it will become a huge book. A series of such examples. Yesterday I told you about somebody coming out of his death. And myself about my research work and other things in my life. And many times I find his supporting hand. And my friends, their parents were my friends. They are my parents' children. Their parents know the miracles. And they are not miracles, it is only speeding up the time. If suppose you are to suffer with a particular disease for 20 years, his presence finishes those 20 years in 1 second. Because in the dream state, if you can take you. And how he takes. Of course, I know the little science of it. I have given the examples. But you have to do it. And these 20 books, again, this I am giving from my experience. If you study these 20 books, all his knowledge comes to you. And why 20 books only? Some other time.
अंतरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिः आपश्शान्तिः औषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिः विश्वे देवा शान्तिः ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेति ओम शांति शांति
शांति
सर्वारिष्टान् सुशान्तिर्भवतु सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु जय गुरु.
This video is produced by www.awgpsouth.org. For more video, audio and literature, visit us at www.awgpsouth.org, www.th8revolution.com, www.egurukul.net.